sheltering roof, and we delight weeks later when they make their first intentional eye contact with us. We nurture early babbles into first words and applaud as they gain strength to roll over, to sit up, to crawl. We scan the horizon of the 21st century and see an increasingly interconnected and competitive world that at times seems familiar and at times utterly not. We gaze down at our precious little ones with a promise to do all we can to help them make their way into the long life that lies ahead. There's no amount of direction on our part that will teach them to stand or walk before they are ready, but we are eager for their progress. We see almost instantly that they are their own person, but we also want them to start where we left off, to stand on our shoulders, to benefit from all we know and can provide. We expose them to experiences, ideas, people, and places that will help them learn and grow. We want them to reach and be stretched by the kind of rigor and opportunity that will maximize their potential and their chances. We know what it takes to succeed in today's world, and we're quite eager to protect and direct them and be there for them at every turn, whatever it takes. Many of us remember a time when, in comparison, parents were rather uninvolved in childhood. When a parent, usually a mom, would throw the door open on weekday afternoons and tell us, "Go out and play and be home for dinner." Our parents had no idea where we were or exactly what we were doing. There were no cell phones for keeping in touch or GPS devices for tracking. Off we went into the wilderness of our block, our neighborhood, our town, our vacant lots, our parks, our woods, our malls. Or sometimes we just snuck a book and sat on the back steps. Childhood doesn't look that way today, and many young parents don't relate to childhood ever having been that way. Father and mother have changed. When, why, and how did parenting and childhood change? Even a cursory hunt yields a bounty of shifts. A number of important ones take place in the mid-1980s. In 1983, one shift arose from the increased awareness of child abductions. The tragic 1981 abduction and murder of a young child named Adam Walsh became the made-for-television movie Adam, which was seen by a near-record-setting 38 million people. The faces of missing children began staring out at us over breakfast from the back of milk cartons soon after. Walsh's father, John Walsh, went on to lobby Congress to create the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children in 1984 and to found the television show America's Most Wanted, which aired on Fox beginning in 1988. Our incessant fear of strangers was born. Another shift, the idea that our children aren't doing enough schoolwork, arrived with the publication of A Nation at Risk in 1983, a book which argued that American kids weren't competing well against their peers globally. Since then, federal policies like No Child Left Behind and Race to the Top have fomented an achievement culture that emphasizes rote memorization and teaching to the test against the backdrop of increased competition from students in Singapore, China, and South Korea, where such teaching practices are the norm. American kids and parents soon began struggling under the weight of more homework and began doing whatever it takes to survive school, as was illuminated in the 2003 book, Doing School: How We Are Creating a Generation of Stressed-Out, Materialistic, and Miseducated Students, written by Stanford School of Education lecturer Dr. Denise Pope, and the 2010 film, Race to Nowhere. A third shift came with the onset of the self-esteem movement, a philosophy that gained popularity in the United States in the 1980s that said we could help our kids succeed in life if we valued their personhood rather than their outcomes. In her 2013 best-selling book, The Smartest Kids in the World and How They Got That Way, Amanda Ripley cites the self-esteem movement as a uniquely American phenomenon. And a fourth shift was the creation of the Playdate, circa 1984. The Playdate emerged as a practical scheduling tool at a time when mothers were entering the workforce in record numbers. The combination of more parents working and the increased reliance on daycare meant fewer kids were going home after school, and it was harder to find either a location or a time for play. Once parents started scheduling play, they then began observing play, which led to involving themselves in play. Once a critical mass of parents began being involved in kids' play, leaving kids home alone became taboo, as did allowing kids to play unsupervised.